Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me here today. Today's video is going to be about my most anticipated releases for the month of April. I picked 3 different books that I'm really excited about for different reasons, and I figured we'd just have a little chat, talk about them, and give you a little bit of a rundown of when they come out, who they're by, and all of that jazz. If you've been enjoying my content recently, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. If you hit the thumbs up button, any of those things, they mean a whole lot to me, so I really appreciate it that you're taking the time to watch this video. Without further ado, let's get into some new releases in April that I'm very excited about. So the first book I want to talk about is coming out April 3rd, and it's by Susanna Hoffs, and the book is called This Bird Has Flown, and it is a fiction romance novel. I'm excited about this book for a couple of reasons. The first one is because Susanna Hoffs is a founding member of the band The Bangles, and while I don't follow the music from that band at all, I don't know any of it really. I know it to hear it, but I don't follow the band or anything. But I do know that my girl Lorelai Gilmore likes the Bangles, and there was an episode on that TV show where Lorelai and Rory went to see the Bangles, and it was like such a good episode that, I don't know, I just always liked the Bangles after that. So anyway, she is writing this book. So that was the first reason I was interested in it. I just thought it was interesting that a musician and songwriter was writing this fiction novel. But on top of that, the premise of it just seemed really interesting. So it's about a 30-something, recently single woman who's basically broke and is a musician who hasn't found success in a really long time and is just kind of struggling. On her flight to London, she meets a man on the flight who, I guess, sort of inspires her. The whole story takes place with that in mind. A little bit of, is he who he says he is, seems to be where we're going with it, but also it's clearly a romance, so something's going to happen. And I'm also interested to see how the music and songwriting aspect of it comes in to the story, especially because it's being written by a songwriter. I feel like that's going to be a really interesting perspective to read. That is the first book that I'm excited to pick up in the month of April, again coming out April 4th. The second book is called Era of Uncertain Magic, and it is the second book in the Wimble House series by Charlie Holmberg. And this is the sequel to Keeper of Enchanted Rooms, and I'm excited about this one for also a couple of reasons. Mainly that at the beginning of March, I read the first book in this series and I absolutely loved it. And without even knowing that the sequel is coming out so soon, since that book is still fresh in my mind, I want to read this one as quickly as I can. But basically in the sequel, we're following Merritt and his ex-housekeeper, Hulda, who is now his love interest. Merritt has recently found out that he has some magical abilities and is kind of grappling with that and his family history and some things like that. And obviously his new love interest and relationship with Hulda. And Hulda's friend, who ran the Boston Institute for the Keepers of Enchanted Rooms, or something like that. It's a very long name. But anyway, her friend at that institute who she had worked for has gone missing. So there's a little bit of a mystery. It's magical, it's fantasy, it's a little bit of everything, and I'm really excited to pick that up and read it. And that is being released on April 11th. The last book that I want to talk about in this video is also being released April 11th, and it is a thriller, mystery, suspense novel, another one of my favorite genres, and it is called The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. When I read the synopsis for this, I thought, oh, this has potential to be something very interesting. So basically, we're following a group of people. There were 9 survivors of this big bus crash of a bunch of seniors in high school, and every year they kind of get together to commemorate and remember the lives that were lost, and one of the survivors had died by suicide afterwards, so kind of remember that person. Basically, it's just all the survivors get together once a year. One of them decides that she wants to distance herself and, try not to be involved in this group anymore. So she tries to do that, but then the day that this kind of reunion is supposed to take place, she gets a text saying that one of the other surviving members has died. And so she ends up going, And while they're there, I think some mysterious things start to happen. Someone or something might be trying to get rid of them, whether it's someone in the group, we don't know. Basically, the kind of leader of the group, the organizer that runs the event or holds the reunion every year, goes out and then sort of disappears. So I don't know. It sounds like it could have a lot of potential. And I always love thrillers, but I found this one interesting because of the, like, I guess, bus crash angle, like how that might play into whoever is committing these murders and or disappearances or whatever that are happening. So I'm really excited about that one. Again, that one's coming out April 11th as well. So all three of the books that I'm especially interested in are coming out within a couple weeks from now. I don't know if I'm gonna buy all three. I know for sure I'm gonna get the second book in the Keeper of Enchanted Rooms, the Wimbrel House series, just because the first one is still fresh in my mind. The other two, I'm going to see if the library has them. If they don't have them, or it doesn't look like they're planning on purchasing them for the catalog, then I'll probably order them as well, because I am not patient enough for the library 9 times out of 10, which comes back to bite me sometimes, but those are the 3 books that I'm most excited about in the month of April. I'm curious to know if you're also interested in any of these books, or if you have any other books that are coming out in this upcoming month that you are excited about. I think that's it for this video. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and hang out with me, and as always, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.